In a small village deep within the heart of Africa, there lived two sisters, Adana and Ifunanya. Their names, meaning, father's daughter, and love, reflected the joy and hope they brought into their family. Adana, the elder, was the pride of their father, known for her striking beauty and vibrant spirit. Ifunanya, gentle and kind, was adored by all who knew her, for she had a heart as pure as the morning sun. As children, they were inseparable. They would run through the fields, their laughter echoing through the air like a song. The bond they shared was the kind that stories were made of, the kind that people admired and envied. Their parents, villagers, and even the elders often said, "These two will stand together through anything." But as they grew older, something began to change in Adana. Her once affectionate heart started to fill with a feeling she did not understand. It started small, a flicker of irritation whenever someone praised Ifunanya's kindness or when their parents seemed to favor her gentle ways. Adana tried to push these feelings aside, but they kept growing, darkening her heart like storm clouds gathering in the sky. Ifunanya, always the loving sister, remained unaware of the shift in Adana. She continued to shower her elder sister with love and respect, always eager to please her. But the more Ifunanya tried to draw closer, the more Adana pulled away, her heart tightening with a jealousy that was slowly consuming her. When they reached the age of marriage, Ifunanya's beauty of spirit attracted the attention of Chibuzo, a wealthy and noble young man from a neighboring village. Chibuzo was everything a woman could wish for: kind, strong, and wise. He fell deeply in love with Ifunanya, and soon, he asked for her hand in marriage. The village celebrated the union, but in Adana's heart, a storm raged. The envy that had been simmering for years now boiled over. She watched as Ifunanya prepared for her wedding, glowing with happiness, and felt only hatred. How could her younger sister, who was always in her shadow, now be the one to have everything? Adana could no longer bear the thought of Ifunanya living the life she had always dreamed of. That envy, which had started as a small seed, now grew into a monstrous plan. She whispered lies to Chibuzo, trying to poison his mind against Ifunanya, but his love for her was steadfast. Frustrated and desperate, Adana decided that only the most drastic action could satisfy her burning jealousy. On the night before the wedding, Adana asked Ifunanya to meet her by the river, a place where they had often played as children. Ifunanya, still full of love for her sister, agreed without hesitation, thinking Adana wanted to share a quiet moment before her big day. The moon was full, casting a silvery light on the water as they stood by the riverbank. Adana's voice trembled as she spoke. "Ifunanya, do you remember how we used to come here and talk about our dreams?" Ifunanya smiled, her heart full of fond memories. "Yes, Adana, I remember. Those were happy times, weren't they?" Adana's eyes filled with tears, not of sorrow, but of the turmoil within her. "I wanted to share everything with you, Ifunanya, but I can't stand it anymore. I can't stand seeing you so happy while I feel so empty." Before Ifunanya could understand what was happening, Adana pushed her into the river. Ifunanya's eyes widened in shock, and she struggled to reach out to her sister, but the current was too strong. Adana watched as the water swallowed her sister, her heart as cold as the river's depths. The next day, when the villagers discovered Ifunanya's lifeless body, they were stricken with grief. They mourned the loss of a woman who had been the very embodiment of love and kindness. Chibuzo was devastated, and the wedding that was meant to be a celebration of love turned into a day of sorrow. Adana, now married to Chibuzo, found no peace in her victory. Her nights were filled with nightmares of Ifunanya's face, her voice calling out from the river. She became a shadow of the woman she once was, haunted by the memory of what she had done. As the months passed, Adana grew more withdrawn, her once vibrant beauty fading as guilt gnawed at her soul. The villagers noticed the change in her, but none could understand the darkness that had taken hold of her heart. One stormy evening, unable to bear the weight of her guilt any longer, Adana returned to the river where she had ended her sister's life. The sky was dark, the wind howling through the trees as if the spirits themselves were lamenting her sins. She stood at the edge of the riverbank, the same place where she had betrayed her sister. "Forgive me, Ifunanya," Adana whispered, her voice barely audible above the roar of the river. "I was blinded by envy and hate. I took everything from you, and now, I have nothing." As if in response, the ground beneath her feet began to give way. Adana made no attempt to save herself. She let the earth crumble, falling into the river's embrace. The water closed over her, and just like Ifunanya, she was swallowed by the darkness. In the end, Adana's jealousy destroyed her, leaving behind only a tale of two sisters, a tale of love twisted by envy and of a heart that was consumed by its own darkness. The village, unaware of the true cause of the tragedy, remembered Ifunanya as a beacon of love and Adana as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers that lie within a heart filled with envy. Moral lesson: don't be envious of another person, love and appreciate yourself, and good wishes will surely follow you. Thanks for watching. Please click the subscribe button, like, comments and share.